of our Nicholas Goldberg, columnist in the LA Times. The next thing, they want to destroy the Constitution, and here's an example of something in the Constitution they truly wish to destroy. The Constitution created the undemocratic U.S. Senate that allots the same representation, 2 senators, to a state like Wyoming, which has fewer than 600,000 people, as it does to California with nearly 40 million people. That was the point. To give states equal power. This country is not a democracy, it is a republic. Because the founders knew that there would be Nick Goldbergs in the country. A lot of them. And they didn't trust the masses. They suspected that just having majority rule would crush dissent. And they were right. They were right about everything but slavery, which most of them hated, by the way. It established the voting system that allows presidents to be elected who did not win the popular vote. Oh my God, that is truly undemocratic. That's the point. That is correct. You win states, not votes. Or not votes alone. It's got antiquated and dangerous provisions, such as the anachronistic right to bear arms. Anachronistic. That's right. Only the government should bear arms, because the government is God. Instead of G-O-D, you have G-O-V. That's what they love. You are a cog. The state has all power. Yeah. That's what it's about, my friends. It's not just about the mayhem, and there is, with terrible people having guns. So I have read to you his thinking. I continue. Today, more than 100 national constitutions include explicit references to environmental rights. You hear that? Right. And if there's anything America should do, it's copy the world. More than 100 national constitutions include explicit references to environmental rights. What is an environmental right? The environment has rights? What does that mean? The Constitution should speak about global warming?
He would say the right to clean air and water.
Environmental. We have environmental rights. I get it. Okay, thank you. So we have the right to clean air and water. Okay. I'm curious if the United States, how the United States ranks in, let's say, clean water with the other 100 countries. Think we're number one?
In both.
In both?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, but so how did we achieve clean air and water without it being in the Constitution, Nicholas Goldberg? The rights of women are singled out for protection in 90% of today's constitutions. And in what country are women doing better than the United States? Exactly, Nicholas Goldberg, that this would be necessary. And what is a woman's right as opposed to a human right? I've never gotten an answer to that question since the beginning of my thinking about feminism. This women's rights notion, what does that mean? It can't even mean any longer abortion because men give birth. How could you speak of women's rights if there was no such thing as women and men? I mean, that's not my chief argument against it. My chief argument against it is that human rights are sufficient. These days, the court is in the hands of a group of arch conservatives. I would like to know, are there any conservatives that are not arch? You know what arch conservative means? It means a conservative who has power of influence or political or judicial power. That's all arch conservative means. I'm never described by any left-wing source as conservative. Never. Far right. I'd like to know what far right position I hold, since 99% of the positions I held when I was a liberal and a Democrat. So I'd like to know, what far right position do I hold? Black dormitories are a bad thing. Is that a far right position? These days, the court is in the hands of a group of arch conservatives and so-called originalists who believe in sticking narrowly to the Constitution's text, and where interpretation is necessary, relying on what they discern the framers believed in 1787. That just makes our Constitution seem all the more out of date. There you go. That's why guys like Goldberg have contempt for the Bible, presumably. If it's out of date in 1787, imagine from 1200 BC. That's really out of date. But won't these constitutions be out of date in 50 years? To which he'd say yes, so we should amend it every 50 years or every 20 years. After all of this, I don't know, did you read this piece? Did you get to this line? As usual, the fourth paragraph from the bottom. Now, I don't mean to suggest that the Constitution needs to be replaced or even drastically rewritten.
What did you just spend the whole column doing?
What? Is that a throw-in line so as to say I'm not a radical leftist?
Yeah.
Okay. No, he's not suggesting that at all.